What's up, everybody? It's Millie back with another movie review. So Millie, what movie are we talking about today?
Today we're going to be chatting about a new movie that just came out called Backrooms. It is Backrooms, yeah.
Backrooms.
It
That's the
is a
premise.
horror thriller type of film, similar to the one we watched the other day. It's kind of been our vibe recently, kind of getting on these horror films a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, Backrooms is in theaters, and we decided to go check it out, see what all the hype was about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we did. We went, saw it in person. How have you been feeling about going to movie theaters to see like different movies recently?
Honestly, it's been solid. I mean, I feel like the movie theaters was kind of I don't know, like a lost practice a little bit, especially
Hmm,
during like COVID times and everything like
true.
that. But I think it's a good way to support the arts. And yeah, I think yeah, go to the movies. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see let's see what's out there. And yeah, we that's what we did. So
Yeah, very
yeah, what
true.
about you? What has been your vibe? Obviously, two different theaters
Two
too.
different theaters. I mean, kind of similar vibes.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
was a little more like bougie, I guess, than the
yeah,
other one.
definitely.
But yeah, definitely been cool going to the theater, kind of getting immersed in like the big screen
hmm
and
hmm
everything like that. So that's definitely a good kind of vibe to have.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway,
Anyway,
let's get into Backrooms. So what did
yes,
you think?
get straight into
Yeah,
it.
yeah. What did you think?
I mean, it was fine.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
fine.
It was
Wasn't like that exciting for me, I
yeah,
guess. It was a
it
little
was all
more
right.
disappointing. What about
It was
you?
all right. Yeah, it was all right. It was I think there was a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things in the film, and I feel like they swung at it. They
Mm-hmm.
gave it a go. I mean, I know um the concept of backrooms is really cool. I
Yeah.
think that it's definitely something that's been explored as of recent times. It's kind of gained popularity in recent times,
Mm-hmm.
and it definitely is a interesting concept slash rabbit hole to go
Yeah,
down.
absolutely.
However, I just think that yeah, some of the stuff I've seen online on whatever when I've seen like backroom stuff, I don't know, they kind of built up maybe a little bit more anticipation. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess when I went into this, I was expecting a little bit more like jump scares, a little bit more like random creatures, a little bit more like as soon as you turn the corner, something's waiting, that I
Mm-hmm.
was expecting a little bit more of that sort of vibe. Also a little bit more explanation around who are these scientists in the suits and
Right. Like
yeah.
the people who are exploring this
hmm
specific back room. Are there other back rooms or like
Yeah.
other companies going into different places that have back rooms? And
hmm
what is with all of these doors that are allegedly appearing in different places? And
hmm
um what are the people that are in there, the people that are like the memories or whatever is how he
Yeah,
described
yeah.
it. And then yeah, I don't know, I had so many questions.
Yeah, and I guess I also feel like there was a little bit of a missed opportunity with the main character, at least the main character in the beginning, because, he had, when he eventually went to his therapist with the map that he had drawn, we missed out on all of his like adventures down into the back rooms. He
Yes.
essentially mapped the whole place out outside of our viewing.
Right, yeah, he like went in there the first day, and I just want to say something about everyone who went into the back room just immediately was like, yeah, I'm gonna go walk further. I'm gonna go explore down this way and
No
go through
survival
this door and
instincts.
do all these things. And he did the same thing the first time he went in there. And then, like, all of a sudden, he was going into his yeah, he was going into his therapist office with a map that he's been working on over the last 3 days. And I'm like, why have we seen none of him going in there
Yeah,
over the
after the
last three
first the
days?
first night he went in there, he kind of got spooked by something. He heard something down there,
Mm-hmm.
sprints out of there, is obviously scared of it, doesn't really know his way around, all of that stuff. And then it's
Right.
like, yeah, then we just flash to him going to the therapist's
With a
office,
map. And we're like,
having gone there a
what?
bunch of times. So yeah, that element was a little bit confusing because again, like I said, I feel like there was a lot of opportunity for them to put us in the back rooms, have us walking around back there,
Mm-hmm.
have some scary stuff happening. Even if not to the main character, then once he assembled the group, I felt like
Yeah.
there was a lot of opportunity for like different rooms, like different
Mm-hmm.
things. But I don't know. I didn't really think that creature was that scary. It wasn't really built up in a scary way.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
it just looked like a shadow at first.
yeah, and then
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
just like the heavy footsteps. But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. Like I feel like the back rooms, there's endless possibility in the back rooms, right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
back rooms, it's kind of like an infinite, unknown, like almost like realm, so to speak. Like it's almost like a portal into somewhere else.
Yeah,
And so
literally a
for
portal.
me, I kind of expect a little bit of that, maybe otherworldliness, you know, maybe a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more of that, a little bit more leaning into like the labyrinth nature of it.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, well,
those are some of
because,
my. Go
yeah,
ahead.
definitely. I feel like we just kind of had talked about like how it like lost its scary factor really early on in the
Yeah,
movie. Like
definitely.
the back rooms were really creepy at first, but then yeah, to your point, they didn't really do that much with it to make it continuously be scary. And like,
Right,
the
right.
one creature kept like killing people.
Yeah, yeah, well,
Um,
yeah, a
but
couple people.
right, but we didn't really like see that much of that. We didn't really like,
Yeah, we saw him like bite the main character when he
yep,
killed him, and then
and
was like
killed that
dragging the
younger
body.
guy.
Yeah, but we
Yeah,
didn't even really see that. We just saw him
saw
like
him like
pull him down the thing.
right.
So yeah, I didn't really play on that. And then they, you know, in the beginning where it started, the main character was trying to figure out why his power bill was so high and why the lights
Right.
like kept flickering and things like that. And I still feel like even with that element in the back rooms, there was no continuation of that. There was no like
I
lights really
know.
flickering down there, or like the flickering lights kind of playing into a creepy moment. Like
Right.
there wasn't any of that. And then also, you know, with Backrooms, to me, we chatted about this also, like a little bit of them is kind of like that endlessness. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, not everything has to be endlessness, but, you know, kind of like that endless hallway where everything looks the same, and it's
Right.
kind of like gives off Matrix vibes.
Mm-hmm. And they had the literally what one scene with the like endless pit basically
Yeah,
with all the separate floors and everything, but that was
exactly.
such a short scene, and
It was
also
very
like
short. Yeah,
they didn't play on that at all. I guess it just kind of like leave it left a lot up to the imagination of the audience. It like left a lot for
definitely.
you to fill in blanks. There was a lot of plot like gaps in the storyline for you to kind of
Mm,
fill in the blanks.
yeah.
And then I just feel like because of that, it felt like the storyline just didn't really progress very well for me.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's a lot of like confusing elements. You know, it's like you're trying to prove something to your therapist, and yet you are like, instead of taking the little bit of evidence you got already,
Mm-hmm.
you want to go down this unexplored passageway. We got no backstory as to why he would want to go down that passageway, why that
Right.
was the first place he wanted to take them. And also that's way too much evidence. You were just
True.
trying to prove it to your therapist. That was all he was trying to do.
I
I
know.
think you more than did that by what you guys have recorded.
Yeah, true. And I also feel like it didn't really address how long he was down there by himself before
Yeah,
she inevitably went into his store and found the entrance.
exactly.
And then also, again, not realistic, in my opinion, of like someone walking into a portal and
I
then just
know.
being like, yeah, I'm gonna go down this way, through this door, and get lost in
I
here.
know. It's so confusing
I
down
just
there.
don't get it.
Like, uh, for anybody to go into a place that is fully unknown to you, that you have never been before, that you walked literally through a wall to get there, why is the first thing you would do go walk around, go explore?
No.
Your chances of getting lost are so high in that
So
scenario.
high. You
The
don't have a
ab-
bad feeling
I
inside, like,
know a normal
something's not
person
right.
is not going to
No, definitely
like
not.
how.
Yeah, and then like again, they did not address how long he had been down there by
I
himself.
know there was like some mail like crowded up by the front
Yeah,
door of his business, but
right.
again, like that could have been a couple days, a couple weeks, like what?
Who
How? Yeah, they
knows?
didn't give us any inclination of that.
No, not at all. And then like, yeah, she went down there,
Yeah,
found him. He put her in a chokehold, knocked her out, and like dragged her to one of the
and it's
rooms.
just like why?
Again,
Why?
why?
Why was that? What did? What happened to cause that? there was no beef with the therapist other than the fact that she didn't believe him. But you
Right.
also didn't go back with the proof. So, I mean, and then I also thought it was weird, like, by the time we catch back up with him, he's like he like has the downstairs people or the the downstairs, he has the backroom people like sitting in a room with him, like,
Yeah, they're like having dinner together.
yeah. And
So
then
weird.
again, like when the big like scary like whatever antagonist is like approaching the therapist towards the end, it's like we didn't we didn't get any insight on the relationship the main character had formed with that creature.
Right.
So the fact that he was like trying to talk to the creature and trying to be like, oh, it's okay, she says we can be, and then
Yeah, like as if that creature knows what he's
yeah,
saying and
we
talking.
we got no background to that, literally none whatsoever, like at all.
Right. Because like is he the main subject for their experiment?
Right.
Like
Yeah. We
what
didn't get any backstory
I'm
on
so
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So confused about that.
So that element literally didn't
Again,
didn't make sense.
yeah. Nah.
Man. Yeah.
I'm
And
trying to think what else. I mean, like I don't know, the way it ended too. I know I'm jumping ahead.
that's
What
okay.
happened next though?
No, what were you gonna say about the ending?
Oh, well, just like how it showed all of her like memories broken
Right.
down into like different rooms, and then it
Mm-hmm.
showed like her because when she had gone through the wall basically.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, I skipped way ahead. Anyway, let's go back. Anyway, so what happened at the dinner?
At the dinner?
Right. He was like, we don't need to change. What
Yeah.
happened
I mean,
next?
that was really it. The thing that's like the creature just like picked him up and bit him, and
Yeah.
then like was dragging his body, and then
Right.
she started
She
like
was
running.
running through
Yeah,
everything.
and I did like the element where like you went through a door and you were essentially in a different place, like another room or like a different area. Like that part, I think they did well.
Yeah.
I just don't think they did a good job of like the creature, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it was like a big lumbering creature, and then somehow it was able to catch up with them and also
Right.
squeeze through all the small spaces.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
think
guess they tried to make it like a humanoid figure that would like
Mhm.
make people uncomfortable or like
Right.
just not
Yeah.
feel, I don't know.
Definitely. I mean, like humans definitely already have that like kind of like off feeling about things that look human that aren't, for sure.
Definitely.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there was a lot left on the table, a lot of opportunity for scares, for jumps that were left on the table. I think the back rooms themselves could have had more variety of creatures that were hiding in the shadows or lurking in there. I just don't think that it really tested any of those waters.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't even get scared. Like, I mean, there was like one little jump scare in the whole
Yeah,
thing,
I
and
think yeah, I
that was
really
it.
think, and we talked about this, the building of suspension. Like, I feel
Hmm.
like I was expecting there to be more scares and like more scary things happening. So I was
Yeah.
bracing myself at the beginning of the movie, and then as the time went on, I was like, okay, I guess this isn't really scary.
Yeah.
So
It's like you
like,
were like anticipating it, like, but
yeah,
they just never landed the plane. They never like hit the punchline, never like hit us with the scare.
yeah,
Just like kept building. But then I don't know, they lost me a couple times
hmm
in there, just with like kind of like just straight up boring moments in the
yeah, I
film.
know.
Like just
I looked over once.
yeah, I mean it wasn't like quite as engaging. I don't know.
Yeah,
Didn't really like keep you captivated the whole time. There was a lot of like
quiet.
quiet moments in the movie also where they're like letting the silence kind of draw out. And yeah, I just those moments weren't really doing anything for me. Weren't really building it. And I also think like even in the back room, like we weren't really hearing like those creepy building sounds. You know what I mean? Like the lights flickering, like the electricity, like even like chairs moving, like there were chairs all over the place, but like hearing like different types of movement and stuff would be, I think, just as scary as hearing heavy footsteps.
Yeah,
It's just like,
definitely.
what's down the hall? What's that sound? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, especially like things kept moving back there, but nothing was ever addressed about how or why things were moving.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like,
or the
I'm
scientists? Like,
yeah, like
what were
they
they
might have
doing
been
there?
trying to figure all of that out, but like,
Right.
can we get some insight from the omniscient like
Yeah,
narrator?
for real. So yeah, I don't know. What were you thinking about like the ending though?
Oh,
What were
I
you saying about
mean,
that?
just like I guess like it was interesting thinking about like how the people, the like backroom people get stuck there, you
Right.
know, or like how they get created, like
Yeah.
because it showed the therapist.
Hmm.
She was obviously like down there, spent a bunch of time down there. We have no idea how much. And then like once she left, allegedly left, that
Hmm.
we know of, then she like became a backroom person, or a backroom person got created off of her and like
Right.
off of her like memory.
Right, because essentially that was something that the main character had said before he perished, was like something about like it's how the place remembers you or something. And then
Mm-hmm.
there were a couple of scenes where it showed like the top floor, so like the real world, a room, and then like the back room version. It was like similar to the room but slightly off, and then it would go
Yeah.
one layer deeper, and then it'd be like similar to the room but more visibly off, and then it would
Mm-hmm.
be like another layer down, and then it'd be like super off. So
Yeah, and then like
yeah,
eventually it was just an empty room sort of thing, and
exactly. And
then
then
it
it
wasn't even
changed,
a like yeah
yeah, even further.
resemblance of the room.
Exactly. So they were definitely doing that to essentially insinuate that it was like a replica of the real world, but
Mm-hmm.
just like not quite the real world. So that
Right.
was kind of like the kind of concept there with that. But
Yeah, that was so interesting. But
um
again, it
yeah,
leaves it up to our interpretation of like
yeah,
what that means, because
exactly.
there was nothing that was explicitly said, and I guess
Yeah.
like that could be intentional,
Yeah, it could have been intentional for
but
sure, but it just didn't really help build like the scary elements of the movie. So
yeah.
I definitely would put this more towards like a thriller category than I would a
Mm-hmm.
horror category.
Yeah, that's valid.
Just because there isn't really those like scary moments that like make your skin crawl or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of expecting that.
I know. Well,
I was a
especially you
little,
had said that people were like leaving the theaters because it was so scary,
only people
but
leaving the theater, they gotta pee or they want another thing of popcorn or something. They are not leaving the theater out of fear at
no,
all.
definitely not.
So what would you say your rating was?
I think this one I would give like a six,
Okay. Yeah.
5 or 6.
Okay. Five or
What
six.
about you?
Yeah. I mean, I would say 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 or 5. Just because again, the horror category, yeah, I just don't think it really gave a lot of those elements. There
Yeah.
wasn't enough with like the music, with the sounds, with the shadow. Like there just wasn't really a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
So,
definitely not.
but I can appreciate how well they're doing at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
They had
Yeah,
it.
because you were saying about the director too, right?
Yeah, a 20-year-old director,
Mm-hmm.
so young guy, and yeah, they had a $10 million budget, and they're on track to
Well,
max
surpass it.
multiply that by a lot. So very good for them, but for us, it was a bit of a miss.
Yeah.
Honestly, definitely wouldn't see it again. And yeah, I also, I mean, I'm not gonna not gonna tell anybody to run to the theaters either, but
Yeah.
make your own opinion. But it was all right. It was an all right watch.
Yeah.
If they make a second one, I have ideas. If the second one is on the table, I have some ideas of what could be done to make that a little bit better, make
Mm-hmm.
it a little bit more scary, a little bit more intense,
Yeah.
and yeah, just have a little bit more action. Also, I think those are definitely some elements that this movie was missing.
Yeah,
So,
that's valid. I agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hit him up.
yeah, but what can you do? At the end of the day, we went and saw a film, and it was good to get out of the house.
Yeah, it was.
um,
Treat yourself.
yeah, got to do it every once in a while. So those were our thoughts on Backrooms, new film, new horror film that's out in theaters right now. We went and saw it, so you didn't have to, and those were our thoughts on it.
If you made it this far, thanks
Thanks
for
for
watching.
watching. See
See
you
you
next
next
time.
time.
Peace.
Bye.